Breaking news out of Washington. It is the 11th hour, but a deal seems within grasp. The government crisis may be ending. Look at the live shot, the Senate floor. Senators will be summoned to gather and vote, and the House is expected to vote next. So our ABC News team is out in force tonight, and we begin in Washington with ABC's Chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl on this fast-moving news right now. John.
Well, Diane, we have a deal, but once again, they had to go to the brink before coming to agreement. The Senate is set to vote within the hour, the House shortly before midnight. The worst of the crisis is averted, but just barely. Beaten and battered by a showdown that has cost his party and the country dearly, Speaker of the House John Boehner seemed relieved it's almost over. The final agreement came out of the Senate, the Democratic and Republican leaders finally coming together.
This is not a time for pointing fingers of blame. This is a time of reconciliation.
This has been a long, challenging few weeks for Congress and for the country.
But just as Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell was announcing the agreement, fellow Republican Ted Cruz, who more than any individual led the fight over Obamacare that triggered the shutdown, came to the cameras to denounce the compromise.
The deal that has been cut provides no relief to the millions of Americans who are hurting because of Obamacare.
All the bluster, Cruz said he would not try to block the vote. The agreement will reopen the government, but only until January 15th, prevent default, but only extend the nation's credit line until February 7th. The final deal makes no changes to Obamacare, the Republican demand that started it all. But Speaker Boehner said in a radio interview there is no reason Republicans should vote no.
We fought the good fight. We just didn't win.
What did it accomplish? It delayed clinical trials for cancer research, curbed school lunch programs, put 800,000 federal workers out of work, and wreaked havoc on tourists and the business who depend on them. And the deal is only temporary. Could there be another crisis in 3 months when it runs out?
Listen, we just can't do this anymore for the country. I think the American people are so tired of it, and rightly so.
White House Press Secretary Jay Carney said the president applauded the deal and will sign it as soon as it is passed. But Diane, when asked, did the president win his showdown with Republicans, Carney said only, there are no winners here. And I think that is undoubtedly true.
All right, John.